What I hear is, of course, the perennial issue of rates. And indeed, some of the measures that are being imposed upon them in relation to red tape. A very small example is something about waste paper. I mean, people, and as someone who has a constituency office and I have to obviously pay rates, I couldn't believe that I actually had to then pay an additional £500 to the council to have my bin lifted. You know, why is that not included, that sort of waste management disposal? I think there's also issues in relation to the training and how the executive, for example, could purchase local produce in terms of the provision of catering supplies to our hospitals and education sectors. You know, some local authorities have implemented some measures which has the dual positive of reducing the carbon footprint and protecting the environment a lot more. So I think there are some simple but effective measures. Now, I'm not talking about an isolationist policy, I'm talking about some pragmatic measures that would help the local farming and agri-food sector as well as, I think, the environment.
Well, you're referring essentially there to public procurement being used to support local businesses. The other part of that we're starting to pick up a lot of interest in is late payments by public bodies, in particular local councils. Is that something that's coming onto your radar yet?
In fact, it was the recent debate within the Finance Committee was prompted because a constituent of mine who was a subcontractor for an education contract in terms of the cutting of the trees around sites wasn't getting his money. Now, it was a few £1,000s, but it made all the difference between him having to lay off staff or keep them on. And I wrote to the Vice Chairman, my party colleague of that committee, Dominic Bradley, who took it up at committee level, and now it's on the Minister's radar. I also think there's a fallacy around some of the public procurement, because what we see is huge contractual firms being able to get the bid in because the way in which the terms of conditions and specifications are written, and then farming it out later on, and I think that's wrong.